In this video, we're going to review how to round whole numbers using the number line. Let's get started. My first rule is if it's 4 or less, it stays the same. So if my numbers are 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4, my number is going to stay the same. The second rule is if it's 5 or greater, the number goes up by 1. So if my number is 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, I'm going to add one more. In this example, my 4 only has two options. It's either going to stay a 4 or go up to a 5. I make sure that I underline the same digit that I rounded, and now I can go ahead and make all the numbers to the right a 0. So I add a 0 on this side and I add a 0 on this side. Now all my numbers to the left stay the same. So I add a 3 on this side and a 3 on this side. Now I have the two ends of my number line. So 345 is either going to round to 340 or to 350. Since I'm rounding the tens place, I know that every step in my number line is going to be by units. So my first step is going to be to 341, 342, 343, 344, and so on, all the way until I get to 350. Here, now that I have my number line filled out, I'm going to go back to my original number, 345, and find that on my number line. That point is right at the middle. It's at my 5th step in my number line. Since it's 5 or greater, then that means that my number is going to round up. My answer is 350. In this example, I'm rounding the hundreds place. My 6 only has two options. It either stays a 6 or it's going to move up to a 7. Now all the numbers to the right hand side turn into zeros. Since I have two digits after the number I'm rounding, I need 2 zeros on each side. Now all the numbers to the left stay the same. So I add a 4 on this side and I add a 4 on this side. Don't forget to underline the same digit that you're rounding. This is going to help you to stay better organized. In this case, I'm either going to round to 4,600 or 4,700. Now I can fill in my number line. Since I'm rounding the hundreds, each step in my number line is going to go up by 10. So I start with 4,610, 4,620, all the way until I get to 4,700. And now I find my original number in my number line. 4,656 is going to be right around here. That belongs to the second group where my number is 5 or greater, and it's also closer to the right hand side, which means that 4,656 is going to round to 4,700. Here, my 9 only has two options. It's either going to stay a 9 or it's going to move up to a 10. But I can't have two digits in the same place value. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a 0 in the thousands place, and I'm going to give that 1 over to the 10,000s place. Instead of having 8, I'm going to have 9. And now I can continue with the same rules. All the numbers to the right hand side are going to turn to zeros. So I add 3 zeros to the right and I add 3 zeros to the left. All the numbers to the left hand side stay the same. So I'll add a 7, 8 here, and I'll add a 7 here. My number is either going to round to 789,000 or 790,000. Now I'm going to take the steps in my number line. Since I know that I'm rounding the thousands place, each step in my number line is going to go up by 100. So I start with 789,000. I move up to 789,100, 789,200, all the way until I get to the end. And now I find my original number in my number line. 789,436 is right around here, and I can see that it belongs to the first group where it's 4 or under, and it's also closer to my left hand side, which means that my answer is going to be 789,000. I hope you found this video useful. Now it's your turn. Thank you for watching this episode of Learning with Lopez. Remember, you can watch this video as many times as you need to feel confident. Thank you.